A's Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Chatham and Falmouth for the second consecutive night, this time at Veterans Field. It's time for the Manager Show with Chatham manager Tom Holliday, Emmanuel Berbari. Tom, you're inside of 10 games left. Would take a substantial winning streak to make the playoffs. What do you look for from your players over the next 9 games?
Well, probably nothing more than improvement. And, we did a lot of challenging and trying to I don't know if it's motivate or find out what we had, in the way of players. And so what you find out by now is okay, so maybe we don't really have a legitimate 3 or 4 or 5 hole hitter, but we've had guys hitting in those spots. Well, those 3 spots in the batting order, they connotate certain things. And some guys have tried to live up to that, and just quite frankly, they're not 3, 4, or 5 hole hitters. So nothing we can do about that. We can't eliminate those spots. Those were guys that were supposed to be here that never showed up, or showed up and didn't come back, or whatever. And so what you're looking for now is the kids that are still trying to get better at their game. I mean, we got some real battles going on, and some battles are, quite frankly, they're created by their just looking at their stats. They're like, I've never been under 200 in my life. Well, you know what? That's rough, But again, this is not an easy league to correct that. I mean, you got a lot of obstacles in hitting in this league. And, you and I have talked about them all. But, I mean, some of them are really different. So I'm looking for guys that just won't give up.
Someone who hasn't given up, hitting over 200, Matt Hogan in the number 2 spot almost every night, and he's driving the ball. For someone with his tools, where does that type of power come from?
Well, he's got the hands of a man, and some guys have it, some guys don't. I mean, he can run. He's a good outfielder. He can throw, and he's got a lot of stored up energy. I mean, he didn't play a lot, so he's that guy that's getting that chance to play. That's he wakes up right now, and again, I'm body reading, I'm mind reading, which I used to be able to do it pretty good, but Matt Hogan can't wait to play because he didn't play so much. So he doesn't wake up in the morning thinking, oh man, I'm so tired. I played 53 games this year, it's time to go home. I can't wait to go home. No, Hogan can't wait to get to the yard. And, you learn something all the time, and I'll tell you something that he's taught me is I'm going to go look for more guys like him when putting this team together. I'm the heck with the guys that think that they carry their programs and that they're tired of baseball, and you really think you're going to play professional baseball? Tired? What a bad thing to say. But bottom line is there's some guys that they use that for their alibi for failure. And I'm gonna hunt down guys that are sitting around getting 30, 40 at-bats that can't wait to get up here, and kids that want to stick it out.
If you put together a team with 9 players with the attitude of Matt Hogan, could that supersede a team with more talent?
Absolutely. You kidding me? You'd run away with this league. I mean, like at APB went out this morning, somebody was down worrying about not having enough players to play. And again, sore arm, go home. My pinky finger, I got a sore fingernail. Look at this. I can't even grip the ball. Go home. It's like the excuses are a joke, because we make jokes about them. Just watch. And you look up and here comes one. And then somebody will say something to you later on about hey, where's Smith or Jones, or I thought they were supposed to be here. Well, yeah, they're supposed to be here, but they were told to shut it down and get ready for fall ball. Fall ball begins in September. So where's the month of August? What do you do when you're trying to get ready for fall ball? You get your game in order, don't you? You try to impress the head coach in the fall by showing him something you didn't show him the last time he saw you. So, Manny, this summer league thing right towards the end, I know you have to have standings and all that, but I've told you I'd like to win them all, but last night was a great game. That's a great baseball game. Anybody that paid to watch it got their money's worth. We get right down to it, and we make one bad pitch and it leaves the ballpark. Well, that one pitch cost us the game. But you know what? It was the right pitch. We all wanted a change up right there. We didn't want Falco to throw it right in the middle of the plate belt high, but he did. So what? Game's over. And things like that happen right now. And again, your thought is maybe next time Falco pitches, he'll throw that changeup in the dirt. Well, then he learned something, and again, he got something accomplished. So, 9 Hogans, you bet. I'd take 9 Hogans. I'd take a lot of these guys that we have on the mound right now that are still working. They're still trying to get better, and really, some guys are only going to go to the mound one more time. Some guys are going to go 2 more times, and then we're gonna, we're probably going to go home. And the thing that'll measure up as to whether it's a good summer is if they got any better.
One of the guys on the mound takes the ball tonight, Victor Medeiros. What strides have you seen out of him this summer?
Well, I really believe that he came up here questioning whether or not he was a curveball guy or slider ball guy, or which one was the best pitch. And he was throwing a slider, and he get a little bit soreness in his form, which is very normal. And so now, if you watch him, he almost throws that slider like too much. Now he's falling in love with it. So you got to go back and remind Vic that, hey, you got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That's still the hardest pitch in baseball. So keep pitching off the fastball. Now that's our theory, okay? I say that's me and Cookie, that's Mickey and Wiss, because at 95, if you can move that thing around, it's pretty hard to barrel it up. So we haven't dwelt on too many sliders. We're wanting to hold on to that fastball, and just because it's aluminum doesn't mean you have to get away from that. Bottom line is, don't walk anybody. Make people string hits, and I think he understands that. And we made one little. You watch his head every now and then. He'll pull his head off on his fastball. He doesn't tip the pitch because he only does it on his fastball, and he's almost like he's trying to overthrow the ball. But in a 6-week period, we've hit on it, and he's better at it, and he's sky's the limit. I mean, he's got a guy. You might see him in the big league someday.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
You bet.
It's Chatham manager Tom Holliday on the Manager Show. Let's send it back up to Ben Shulman as the pregame show continues.